everybody, my name's Julie. We're in week 5 of lockdown yoga. We're going to do a 35-minute approximately class on all things twisty. So concentrating on lots of mobility in the spine. And of course mobility in the spine comes with a lot of mobility of use around the hips, the shoulders. See how you go on? Okay, and we'll make a start. So to start with, if you just want to take your legs wide, just comfortably wide, popping the heels out, toes very slightly in, give a roll through the shoulders. Let's just steady the breath with an inhalation and an exhalation as hands come down to heart. So get used to breathing from the diaphragm right into the full length of the ribs. Inhale, exhale down. We'll take one more round. Good, so keep this breath with you, keep it nice and steady. As we're going to be moving the spine, just let your shoulders go nice and soft and just let yourself swing like that, really nice and easy. Just loosen up the spine a little bit with no tension. Don't push it, don't force it, just let yourself easily roll side to side. And as you come out of that, I'm going to take these legs just a touch wider, soft at the knees. Okay, but the bottom's sticking out, you're not really working into the hips, you're just sticking the bum out, holding onto the knees. And we're going to roll one shoulder down to the opposite knee and just take a look behind. So you want the chest to rotate to the back wall as you exhale. Draw it down, looking into this back wall here. Open the chest to the opposite side. As you breathe in, come to centre. And we'll change sides. So concentrate on rolling this shoulder down towards your knee. Taking that nice and steady. Still want to just hold. So you draw the shoulder towards the knee. Just gaze behind. A little bit deeper. And changing sides. Take a breath while you're in this roll over, coming back through to centre. And when you're ready, good, breathe in, take a stretch up. Okay, so we're going to just roll over to one side, lateral bend from this right side. How does that feel? Just take the bicep past the ear and then just think of opening the ribs a little bit deeper. And from here, you can take the hand into the shoulder blades. So that creates a little bit of length here in the tricep. And breathe in, just open the ribs. And as you exhale, draw this elbow down to knee. As you inhale, the ribs can open up again. And we'll just do that a couple of times. Just creating some movement in that right side of your rib cage. A little bit deeper on the open up. Exhale all the way down. And lift. So this time as you lift, open these ribs. Maybe lengthen it down a little bit more. And when you're ready, we'll slide it past the ear. Rotate the torso. Swing it all the way around into a circle. And back you come. So this time we'll just bend the elbow. Give a little stretch through the shoulders, one way then the other. Let the shoulders go. And here we go into the other side, straight over. Breathe in, open the ribs. This hand slides down the seam of the trousers. Then you can bend this elbow, pop it into the space between your shoulder blades or onto the nape of the neck. And then breathe in, open the ribs again. As you exhale, fold that elbow down towards the knee. So you feel like you're closing into that shoulder blade. Opening up. Take a couple more. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, really open these ribs, roll them towards the ceiling, get some movement there as you exhale. Coming down one more time. Hold here for a breath. Before you inhale, open it up. Walk that hand a little bit deeper down the spine, open the ribs, open the chest, we'll slide it past the ear. And when you're ready, down we go. Let's breathe in and lift it up. Let the arms just go. Take a roll through one shoulder than the other. You want to feel really nice and comfortable. And again, just let your arms swing. Breath steady, but you can perhaps speed that up a little bit. See how it feels. Let the shoulders just go. Okay, and we'll jump it through to centre. So that was just a little bit of a warm up into your spine. If you want to now come down onto all fours, and we'll start off in the extension, so drawing hips down to heels, planting the fingertips and the heels of the hands into the floor. But if you can try and keep your wrists and your elbows lifted, so you can just get a push there, a little bit of strength. Let the head drop down into this space. You can rock the spine a little bit, keep the facial muscles soft, keep the breath steady, and we can walk off to one side when you feel ready. Which creates length into the opposite rib cage. Really simple, really effective. And when you're ready, coming back through the other way. A little bit of length into the rib cage. And we come through centre. We'll lift onto all fours. Draw these collarbones open and the hips lift. And the chest is open. And that's what you're after. And then we can lengthen it into a cat pose. And then you can lift it again. So as you lift, really draw these collarbones open. We'll take one more each way. And then we're going to just come through a central point. Be comfortable, move your hips if you want to. Breathe, open the collarbones. We're just going to take a thread through. So if you lift one arm, doesn't matter which, perhaps so you can face the camera as you thread it back through, and then dropping your shoulder blade to the floor there. Feed it through a little bit deeper. You can bring one arm in line with the other and then open into the upper body. So breathe in, just open up, and that can just sink into your waistband and the chest opens. You can always give that a push. So if you want to just open the chest a little bit deeper, feel free to do that. Slide it back through. Okay. Up and down the spine. And from here, from taking the long spine, we're going to roll through the toes and lift up now into a down facing dog that you can walk through as usual. So just stepping through one heel then the other. And we're going to take really soft knees. Draw the chest through towards the knees. And then just let one hip drop towards the floor so you get this little drop. Breathe in, lift, lengthen the legs. We can soften the legs as you take that drop to the other side. Drop these hips down. Lift it back up. And when you're ready, down to the knees, up and down the spine one more time. So you start to get a sensation of just flowing through, using your breath as you go. We're going to lift into the other arm, so strong spine, nice and tall through the spine here, so this just lifts up. As you inhale, we're going to lift into the opposite arm, inhale on the lift, open it up, take your time, and as you exhale, thread it through. So that slides away, and you can bring the one hand on top of the other, and lengthen that through a little bit more, so your head rests on the floor, you feel comfortable there. And as you inhale, lift this upper hand so it slides into your waistband, and again you can give it a little opening here with the hand onto the shoulder. Okay, so just twist that through. Take one more breath. Inhale, that can come up. Exhale all the way down. Okay, we'll lift back into this down dog, so you want a long spine. Make it sort of symmetrical now, so you're working both heels down to the floor, let your head just hang. So if you think of tucking your chin to chest, you can look through, almost up to your belly button. You want some length in the back of the neck. And then we're going to bend the knees and just drop the hips to one side. Hold for breath. How's that feel? Inhale, back up. Take your time. Let's roll into the other side, exactly the same. Inhale. to drop to the knees. A little bit more movement out of the spine before we bring in some deeper twists. Okay, so your hips are lifted, shoulder blades drawn down, collarbones open, and we'll drop into a low chaturanga, which means the crown of the head comes forwards, the elbows dip into the ribs, and then lengthen back. We'll do that one more time. So think forwards and away as usual, not a drop to the floor. You're just bringing the whole body forwards, the hips are lifted. As you exhale, draw back. This time we're going to just roll forwards. Hold that chaturanga halfway down if you can, to a point where the elbows just tuck into the edge of your ribs. Then lift the pelvis, lift the upper body. A slight back bend, so you come into an upward facing dog. Cobra, lift the chest. Pull the belly button towards your spine, back you go. And we'll just do that a couple of times. So as you exhale, halfway down into a low chaturanga, lift the chest, back you go. Fantastic, we can take one more. Good. Lift the pelvis, lift the chest. And we'll hold this little bit of a back bend, and of course you just, find some comfort in there. Don't go so deep that it feels stressful. You can drop down to the elbows if that feels better for you. When you're ready, exhale, dropping back into these hips. Get some length out of the spine here. Okay, and we are going to lift the whole body now into a downward facing dog. So your spine is inverted. You've created some length between each of these vertebrae. And breathe. If you don't breathe, everything goes wrong. So just try lifting your right leg. We'll draw a circle from elbow to elbow, and you take an in breath as it lifts back up. You can do this with your left knee to the floor. As this leg lifts back up, just bend the knee and drop it to the other side of the body. So you can look underneath your left arm, see that leg hanging there, and you feel like your left hip has really opened up. And that's just hanging. If you want, you can bend the knee, bring the heel a little bit closer to the body. And then we're going to lift that through. So this right hip is now parallel to the floor. Step it through. When you feel ready, you can always bring this back knee down. We're going to lift onto your lead knee. Push this knee away on the right side. And with your left hand, take a twist. Open it up. Set in into the right side. And bring it all back onto the knee. We'll do the same. We'll take a twist in the other direction. Head, neck, spine. Open it up, and when you're ready, down we come. Back to a downward facing dog. So we're going to take that up dog down, dog into the spine. You can do it through high or low chaturanga. Get halfway down, lengthen the feet, lift. Knees can be at the floor if you want to. Back we go one more time. Exhale all the way down till you get to the point where you can lift it back up. As you lift back up, inhale, open the left leg. So bend the knee, lift. Good. And we're going to draw a circle, elbow to elbow. Up it comes. Lots of movement out of this left hip. Before you bend the knee, drop it to the other side of the body. A little bit deeper. Just give time for this left hip bone to open up. Base of spine can twist. Quite a strong movement there. Before you inhale, lift it back up. And we're going to take the gaze forward between the hands. Plant it forwards. This needs to be right angle. So if you feel like you need to move the leg forward, please do that. Dropping onto the knee. Into a twist one way. Sink it down. A little bit deeper. Open this chest. Round it comes. Into a twist the other way, so working on your balance here. Remember the back knee can beat the floor as usual. Over we come. Let's drop into a plank position. Planks can be softened, as you know, by bringing the knees to the floor, so do that if you need to. Lowering the chest all the way down. In through cobra. And just extend back. So take your rest pose, 2 or 3 really deep breaths. Work these hips down towards your heels. And here we go. Roll it up. Let's take the down dog. We're using this down dog. It's a transitional pose. So as you breathe in now, lift the right leg, bend it at the knee, roll it to the other side of the body. A little bit deeper over if you want to. And when you're ready, good. Now that right hip is parallel to the floor, the right leg is lifted. And we're just going to bend the knee, bring it down to the mat, so that you're now on all fours. Okay? Knee right underneath the hip. Open the collarbones. Take a deep breath. Make sure your breath stays steady. And you can lift here. Take some little pulses. Squeeze into this hip. And then practice opening this left hip bone towards the ceiling. So that rolls. The hip opens. And you can come back down. Try that again. Okay, start off from this lifted position with the parallel left hip bone. Push strongly into the floor and then open it up. If you feel like you can open into your left side. And bring the hand past the ear. Down to the floor. So we'll do that one more time. This leg stays lifted, squeeze up. Really work into the gluteals before you take that twist into your left hip. We'll bring the left arm in to meet it. Up it comes. Inhale. So you've stacked shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip. A little bit of strength to hold it up there. We're sliding it past the ear. The chest is open. And when you're ready, down to the floor. Knees come together and just push back. Fantastic, well done. Here we go, 2 or 3 breaths in your extension. Just turn around so you can see it from the other side. When you're ready, rolling up through all fours, take a cat spine, lengthen it, lift into a downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift the right leg. We'll draw a circle, one way then the other, between the elbows. Nice dynamic movements now. As you breathe in, lift that up, bend this knee, and drop it to the other side of your body. Fantastic. So now you lift it up, the hips are parallel to the floor. And when you're ready, we're going to bring that leg down here. So the knee drops underneath your hip, hands parallel to the floor underneath the shoulders, and you can lift that back leg up. Give it a little pulse. So you've now got the right leg lifted. Just try opening from the hip or the other leg, whichever. Okay, roll it up. Okay, so now lengthen this leg, lift the upper body. And just stack shoulder over shoulder. You've got deep twist in the spine, a little bit of balance going on here. When you're ready, slide that past the ear. Bring it down. We're not going to drop this leg, it's just going to be elevated still, squeeze up from the gluteals. As you inhale, take a lift open. Lift the upper arm. This is a low half moon pose. Stack everything up. Going to take a breath here as you open it a little bit deeper, sliding it past the ear into your downward facing dog.
Breathe in, lift the right leg up and away, bend the knee, let it drop to the other side of your body. As you exhale, thread it through so it drops through and lands onto the floor. And then you can take a nice gentle twist in your spine so the left side chest draws through. And you can land to the elbows. You can bring hands underneath your forehead. But you're bringing that left side chest down towards the floor. One more breath. Just sink into this pose that you've created. And when you're ready, walking the hands up underneath your shoulders. And we're going to bring this left leg over. And that could just drop open at the knee there. So you're on the side, little toe side of your foot there. And then reach forward with your left arm so it comes in front of your left leg. You've sort of got a twisted shape now, and you're taking hold of the left foot or the left ankle as the body comes forwards. So we're just going to take a couple of breaths there. So once you've found your pose, just breathe, relax. If you need to loosen it up a bit, loosen it up. You don't really want to feel any tension. And finally, bringing the hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to kick back the legs. Transitional downward facing dog. Exactly the same. Inhale, lift this left leg, bend the knee, drop it to the other side of the body. Give time for this left hip to open. Bringing it back through centre. Before we slide it through, we'll draw our circle. We did it the other way around on the right leg, but same movement. Exhale round, inhale up. And when you're ready, slide this left leg through. Exactly the same. Rotate the chest down to the floor. And just sink. So again, you can be on hands, elbows, head to hands. If you feel a little bit more flexible, you can come forwards. Breathe it through. And we're going to lift up when you're ready. Bring this right foot over the left. Okay, and your right arm now slides past towards this left foot and takes hold of that. And then you can just bring the crown of the head forward as your right leg drops out to the side. So it looks a bit like that now. Fantastic. Just one more breath there. And when you're ready, come out of that. Back into your extension. Let's take the knees wide. Let's draw the chest through this space. Use the whole of the lungs, the whole of the diaphragm, the whole of the ribs now. Just take some really deep breaths as the chest sinks into this space. You can take a little rock around with the spine. And when you're ready, we're going to lift it up. Just squeeze back with this right leg. We're going to plant it between your hands when you feel that you can. And lift onto your right knee. And give a nice deep lunge forwards. And then with the right arm, roll it up. Inhale, slide it down the back of this leg. Again, find your balance. Right side chest opens. One breath here. Inhale, bring it back. And we're going to lift into this back leg. Hands on knee. If you feel like you can, just find your balance before you rotate here into a warrior two. So in your warrior two, you want knee over ankle. Sink into these hips. Lovely strong arms. Rotate to the long edge of the mat. Open the upper body. And so we're going to bend this arm again. Slide it into this gap between your shoulder blades. Just take a breath there. And as you inhale, lengthen the lead leg. Come straight up to a standing position. So now you're in Trikonasana triangle pose, and we're going to use this just to get a couple more twists. Lengthen the arms, draw them away, relax, and just slot into the waist here. So you're going to slide laterally off to the right side. The right hand comes down, leg. And again, you twist open at the top to stack shoulder over shoulder. And then rotate down. So you're now facing forwards. See how your balance feels if you now take the head, neck and shoulders and then the rest of the spine into a twist towards the back of the mat. As you exhale, come down. And we can do that one more time. Just twist, open it up. As you exhale, all the way down, opening up. Good, coming through to centre here. Do you remember where we started? Hands on knees, bottom sticking out. Let's draw one shoulder to knee. And lift, we'll do one more each way. Strong lift up, inhale, little twist in the spine, one way then the other. And we're going to roll over now to the other side of your mat and step it back into a downward facing dog. Here we go. Lengthen up through the hips. Inhale, lift this left leg, and as you exhale, that's going to drop again between your hands. And the right knee drops to the floor. So we get a lovely deep lunge. Okay, and this knee can choose to stay to the floor, or if your balance feels like it, you can get a lift. To get your good balance, have this lead foot parallel with the edge of your mat. It's good practice to get into. Lift the back knee, up you come. Readjust the legs as you need to. Inhale, lift. Rotate it into a warrior two. Knees follow toes, back heel kicks out, sink into the pelvis here, and reverse. Good. Open it up, we can bend the elbow, drop into the space between the shoulders, slide his hand down a little bit deeper. On an inhalation, up we come. Get some height in the spine. Lengthen the arms. Classic Trikonasana, really strong on the hips, the adductors. You want a good strong lift through the spine, so you lift straight up from the pelvic cavity, and then take your angle, lengthen it over. Down it comes, and we stack. Shoulder over shoulder. Gazing up through this hand if it doesn't take your balance. Try opening the chest here a little bit. Get some height between one hand and the other. And then bring the twist in. So as you exhale, try rolling forwards. As you inhale, take this twist to the back. 3, 2, top of the breath. Exhale, bring it back. And we'll do that one more time. Take your time on the twist. 3, 2, rotate. Exhale, slowly down. Lots of movement in the spine here. In we go. 3, 2, top of the breath. Exhale all the way down, well done. Okay, and again, we'll just walk through to centre. Bring the feet in just to where you're comfortable. Knees and toes follow each other. It's almost like a sumo type position. Get your sumo pose. Move your shoulders about. And when you're ready, rotate the whole spine. Shoulder over to knee, look to the back of the room. Inhale, up you come. We'll do the same on the other side. And you'll be glad to know now we're coming down onto the mat. Okay, for some seated twists just before we go and lie down and finish the whole thing off. So if you come down into the mat here. Okay. I always say to people, if you're a little bit stiff in the hips, haven't got much movement around the hips, sometimes it helps to sit on a block or a book, so you just bring your height up. Okay, so do that if you want to. But we're basically going to use a strap, if you've got one. Don't worry if you haven't, we can use the hands.
might just help you if you're doing a forward bend. So if you lift up your left leg here, just take hold of it, move it across from the hip, so you get a little bit of a circle here, and you just move this hip around, and of course that feeds into your spine as well. So with this leg now, just draw the heel in towards your body line. You can lift it up and down to get a little bit of movement in that hip or across. And when you're ready, slot in that heel right into the centre of the body there. If this is really uncomfortable for you, just extend the leg out and bend the knee. Do whatever feels good. But ideally we've got this crossover here. Then we're going to take the torso down the length of your right leg and just take a hinge forwards. So if you can see what I'm doing, it's not a forward bend head down. That just moves your neck. You want to just look ahead of the foot, bring the body forwards. Take this leg to where it's comfy. So do pay attention to the left leg while you're leaning over the right. And you can take hold of the calf or the foot, or if you've got a strap and want to use a strap, you can take that round the foot to give you a little bit of a pull there. But you're basically thinking forwards and away. And you can do that forward motion over a couple of breaths. So try not to sink the whole pose, that's not the point. You want to keep it strong. You want to get the movement from the hips. And then we'll keep a connection with the right hand to either the leg, the foot, or the strap as you rotate. We've done a lot of this rotation into the ribs, so up it comes. As you exhale, let's bring it over the ear. And draw that down so your sit bones stay connected to the floor as long as you can till you need to fold back in. We'll do that a couple of times. Inhale on the lift. Exhale past the ear. Folding it down. Let's take one more. Inhale. Good deep stretch up. Exhale past the ear so the ribs are nice and open here on the upper side. Rotate the torso towards this leg. Take one deep breath forwards. And then let the head and neck go. And as you breathe in, unroll. So lots of movement here in the rib cage. Round through the waist, so you can just take a little bit of a twist. So now with this extended leg, just bend it at the knee. So the toes slot into the knee there, and you can take a stretch over. We're basically just moving things around now, just be comfortable. Take it over again. You can bring this hand behind your body line. And just push back and open the chest, lift the pelvis. If you want to, you can take that a little bit deeper. And this is also a twist in your upper body. Roll the shoulder blade back and lift this upper arm. So that upper arm, the weight of it just rolls the chest open there. And down it comes. And you can take a little gentle twist side to side. Extend into the opposite leg. We know where we're going now, we've already done this one. So you can take hold of this foot. Little circle around the hip. Okay, and then perhaps if you feel like you can, get hold of this heel, hold of the foot, draw it in a little bit deeper towards the body. And you can lift that up and down the body to get movement in the hip or across from side to side. And then we can let that drop to the floor if that feels okay for you, with the heel drawing into the centre of the body. Just reposition your torso so it faces over this extended leg. Hands to floor or hands onto leg as you just bring the chest forward. So again, you've taken your gaze in front of this extended leg. Exhale. So a really deep exhalation. In fact, now perhaps try and make your exhalations a little bit longer than your inhalations. So you really feel like you're sinking into that stretch. And you can take hold of the leg, the strap, the foot, and just use that to lead you to where you want to be. And when you've got that position there, we'll keep hold of this foot with the same hand. So this is my left foot, left hand. And as you breathe in, rotate the right ribs up. Inhale up. Exhale, slide in past the ear. Keep these ribs open, and then we'll close them as we take the forward bend
bringing the crown of the head forwards. One more time, breathe in, rotate 3, 2, so you're gazing up, bringing the head and neck into this twist, over the ears, lengthen. Okay, final breath there. And when you're ready, we'll release that all back up. Bend the left knee. Take a lateral stretch. You can go the other way. Okay, so now this hand can slot behind your body, rotate this shoulder open, chest open, sorry, walk the hand away, and you can lift the chest, lift the ribs, and if you want to, again, you can just lift the pelvis off the floor, rotate it all up, and get the chest open here. Let this shoulder blade drop towards the floor, that'll get you into your twist a little bit deeper. When you're ready, come down. Smooth through the spine again. Your legs a little bit of a shake. Make sure things feel comfortable and on the move. And we're going to lie down into the mat just to finish off here. Bringing the knees up towards your chest. Let's release one foot down to the floor. So the left foot on the is dropped to the floor. You can cross over with the right leg, and so you just feel comfortable. Take your arms to a T and just let yourself drop towards the left side. So you can give that a little pull over with your left hand if you want to. Gaze down the opposite arm, so you bring your head and neck into this twist. Bring it back through to centre. And just for one breath, as you exhale, just let it go the other way, so it drops to the other side of the body. Bring it back in. Get these legs on the move again for 3, for 2. We'll bring left knee into chest. Give it a squeeze. Right leg is bent. Cross the legs. Arms to a T. Over it goes to the other side of the body. So you can give that a little pull down with your right hand as you get it through the left arm. In we go through centre. If you want to, give it a little push over to the other side. And finally, if you just lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms, shuffle these shoulder blades down, and just walk the feet and hands off to one side. So you've created a banana shape. And lengthen the rib cage to the one side. Supported lateral bend. We'll do that to the other side. So you create your banana shape and you exhale as you sink into it. Might go a little bit deeper. And as you come back through centre, draw the knees up to the chest. And finally, just roll these knees in little circles, one way then the other. So you feel like you're getting a gentle massage on the base of the spine. Perhaps you can squeeze the knees and nose towards each other, a little bit of length in your spine. And we're going to lift up now, so you can do that by rolling onto one side. And just take a lift up. Through into standing position. Good, just let your shoulders go. Back where we started. Nice easy twist from side to side. Give it a stretch up, inhale. Good, we've got soft wide legs, heels dropped open a little bit, toes pointing very slightly inwards. Take a forward bend. Let your head just drop. We'll take a twist with this right side, so we're lifting the right arm, following it with the gaze, left hand connected towards the floor, and down you come. Let's take that twist into the other side. 3, 2, top of the breath. Down it comes. So take that all nice and slowly. Soften the knees. Breathe in, have a lift up. Hands to heart. And
you very much, everybody.